Hi, this is David Kaye, my good friend Pierson Ryan of Hollywood and Wine. You're a sommelier, which means you not only have to know about wine, but also other things.
You also have to know about liquor, spirits, and a little cigars as well, if the time comes.
Oh, little cigars. Excellent. I didn't know that either. So our next guests are two people who don't really drink wine, and when I approached one of them about this, what we do here at Hollywood and Wine, we interview animation people, voiceover people. That's our guests. We do voices and drink some great wines. She said, well, what about tequila? And I thought, what about tequila?
Why not?
Yeah, what do you know about tequila and mezcal?
So tequila, it's made from the blue agave plant. And unlike a vine where you get the grapes growing over and over again, once you use the blue agave plant, you can't use it again. It comes out.
That's sad.
Yeah, you ferment what is called the piña because it kind of looks like a pineapple, which is almost like the seed or the fruit of the blue agave plant.
No idea about that either.
And it's actually something that's a designation of an area almost like champagne. So me and you could not just make some tequila in our bathtub at home and then be like, oh, look at this tequila. It actually has to be from there.
I was kind of hoping we could. But
right?
Actually, on that note, there's special surprise coming later. We'll find out. So our guests today are from SpongeBob SquarePants, Tom Kenny, and she plays Pearl Crab, Lori Allen, and they're going to be joining us today on Hollywood and Wine. We're going to talk all about tequila and mezcal with one of the leading drinks guys in all of LA. Amazing. From Eat Your Drink, Matthew Biancaniello will be here, and we're at the N10 restaurant in West Hollywood, California. It's fantastic. Don't go anywhere. It's coming up. Tequila. I didn't know that. This is going to be great.
Pinot Noir, Chardonnay, what are we going to taste today? With your host, David Kaye, special guest and sommelier. Spend some time on Hollywood and Wine.
It's time for Hollywood and Wine.
I am David Kaye, along with my good friend Pierson Ryan. We're at N10 Restaurant in West Hollywood here in Los Angeles, California. And I'm in the animation industry and voiceover. And I thought, what a great way to get to know some of these people through alcohol. So, and it's called Hollywood and Wine because normally we drink wine and we have a sommelier and we do the whole thing. But I called you and said, hey, would you do this thing? Well, I don't really drink wine because
the sulfates sometimes give me a headache. I was like, but I drink tequila.
That's right. And I thought, wait a minute, how about SpongeBob and tequila?
Right?
And I got a hold of you.
Yeah. And I said, I'm down for anything. The word no is not in my vocabulary.
No. So Tom Kenny is SpongeBob. Lori Allen is Pearl Crab. And it's SpongeBob and tequila on Hollywood and Wine. How about that? We're doing it.
I love it.
So we have one of the top drinks guys in all of Los Angeles, in North America. And I say North America, North America, right? Matthew Biancaniello. The world. Is here. Yeah, I got it right. And he's from Eat Your Drink, and he is the guy who knows about tequila and mezcal. We got to bring you in because we're going to start this rolling right now.
Come on. Biancaniello, what's
going on?
Did somebody say sponge?
No. Huh?
Wow.
So this is actually your first drink.
This is a drink?
This is a drink, okay? Because you said it perfectly. Eat your drink. So back in Roman times, this is how they transported liquid, was through sea sponges. So the water would be in the sponge. When they were ready to drink it, they would squeeze it. So right now, your drink has been sitting in the sponge. And the whole idea behind this is a black truffle mezcal old-fashioned.
Oh my God.
Made with my homemade walnut liqueur, which I foraged all the walnuts from the Malibu fire before the fire. They're destroyed. I can't even recreate this liqueur for 5 years.
So
Did you know the fire was coming?
Well, I had a restaurant there. It burned. I was open for 1 month. It burned my whole
Holy
life.
cow.
It took me 6 months to do it. But
oh my God.
But it's everything's meant to be. But my point is also then I also put candy cap mushroom bitters that I made myself. Candy cap mushrooms were discovered 20 years ago in Marin County. And when they are dried, they give off the amino acid of maple syrup and burnt sugar.
I can smell it.
Okay, so here's the deal. I'm sorry, I'm one plant short. So you're gonna take the sponge. It's a brand new sponge every time, so you don't have to worry about sanitation.
Yeah.
Put it in your mouth, just suck everything out of it and just put it back. Don't swallow it. The whole concept here, which I could have taken it one step further, but we don't know each other well enough, is to have squid ink to dye this because the whole idea is that it's the black truffle coming out of the ground.
Oh. Then we'd have to bring Roger Bumpus in.
I know.
Oh, that's right.
Squidward,
Squidward.
And we don't have enough room at the
Squidward's
table.
not here.
So,
Thank
wow.
you.
So, I'm gonna give
So
you
this is
right
also
there,
a
the
salad.
Sommelier.
I was just going to say, and it's something to put in the
Yeah.
kitchen
Okay,
window.
so
It looks nice.
I am going to also take you through a flight of some tequilas and mezcals.
Oh, nice.
So you just enjoy this, and I will be back with your first tequila.
So we take the
Great.
sponge, you just
Take the sponge,
and
put it in
then
your mouth, suck everything out, and just put it back.
put it back.
Do you do that now? Do you do that
You
Right
together?
now?
You can do it. You want to do it? Now here, I mean this. Put the thing in your mouth because you're all kind of wearing nice clothes. I
I was
don't
gonna
want it to drip
Oh,
on
okay.
you. So
Yeah,
literally
And then we might
put
have
it.
to lick it off each other.
Well, that's a whole other show.
This is like-
I'm doing
Like a
it. I'm going
poisonous
to do it when the guys
toad.
do it.
Black
Ready?
truffle mezcal old fashioned homemade walnut liqueur candy cap mushroom bitter.
This is a
I
new
love
way
you.
of.
Okay, you
Love you
ready?
too.
This is a new way of.
Wait a minute. I need to
Wait.
recap. I need to recap because I'm really bad at directions. So,
Oh,
yeah.
we're putting it in our mouth at the
Watch.
same time.
In the mouth.
But don't swallow it. Okay.
Put it back. And then put it, don't swallow it, put it
What
out.
up?
Put it back in the plant.
It comes out of my ear like a magic trick. That would have been pretty
Wow.
good. And then it goes back in the plant.
Wow.
Oh my God. Holy moly,
Wow,
that's
Matthew,
amazing.
that's unbelievable.
It
That was
really
delicious.
does.
It's
Oh my God.
Now we have to sing. SpongeBob
SquarePants.
Wow.
I've been on the show for 20 years. I don't know the words. This is my first one. That was like almost cannibalism.
It was.
I was eating my own kind. Wow.
That's incredible. So
Son,
listen.
sorry about that, son.
I'm really sorry. I'll see you at school.
So how long you been doing SpongeBob?
Well,
How long?
we just celebrated 20 years on the air, and
20 years.
and we're still in production. We do it on Wednesdays.
Yeah, no matter how many
Wednesdays
times
are
people
SpongeBob
think that
Day.
we're dead.
Yeah, people go, wait, you're still making new shows? Yeah.
Are you dead? No, we're not dead. It's
They keep calling you in,
They go,
right?
oh, I'm surprised at that. I go, not as surprised as I am.
I have to ask you because I've seen you do it before, and you don't have to. It's kind of a trick, but the laugh. How
Oh
does
yeah,
it?
you just gotta, you go like that, while you're
And?
doing your, you move your hand up and down.
There it is.
Never gets old.
Luckily, it really doesn't. I mean, it's like that's how I know I'm still have a job.
Oh, it's
exactly.
what
Nice.
an incredible like cartoons. Who would have you
I know,
ever
right?
thought? Would you ever thought?
Never. I
No.
mean, sometimes you get the drool ring, right? Did we get? Well, you
drool
have a
rings. You
whole
get
different
drool
story
rings.
about
You
how
get
you
drool
got
rings.
It's a
SpongeBob.
British.
But if
Yeah.
you get the drool
Yes.
ring,
How
then-
was the drink?
Oh my
my
God!
God.
Amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Excellent.
So,
Excellent.
holy
Okay.
moly, I might be a little tipsy.
Well,
just saying.
That's
Okay.
incredible.
So this is
Tequila
one of my
what's
favorite
this?
tequilas. This is a tequila called 123.
Yeah.
Okay, so an organic tequila. The actual maker actually lives in Los Angeles, David Ravandi.
Is he single?
No.
All right.
That's the theme of this.
I just have to be, I have to be smart about all
I think
this.
he's on wife one. But
He swipe
so
right.
what's important about this is it's still made in Jalisco. Like you were talking about, tequila has to be made in that region of
Right.
Jalisco.
Okay.
Tequila right there. But so the one he makes three. So one is the blanco, two is the reposado, and three is the añejo. So reposado means it has to rest. It literally means rest in Spanish. You have anywhere between 3 months and a year. This has rested for 6 months. Okay, so it's in a French oak.
It's a napper.
Resting for 6 months. This is one of my favorite tequilas to make a margarita with, but I wanted you to try it on its own. Usually, when you try a tequila on its own, you really want to go with a blanco because you can't really hide anything.
Right.
It's when people start aging things, that's when they can hide their
That's
tequila.
where the oak comes out with the
Absolutely,
vanilla,
vanilla notes.
all
You've
this, all
got
the
spicy note. What I love
cinnamon,
about this,
nutmeg, and
this
all that
has an
things.
incredible grassy note too.
Right.
So I'm going to keep them coming. Enjoy it. I'll be
Oh
right back.
wow!
Thanks.
So, salud, salud.
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 He's running his butt off, and we're just sitting around.
That's the whole
consuming.
idea, you know.
I love
L'chaim.
it. This is great.
So,
Cheers.
Lori, I got to ask you.
Do I need to do this first, though? I have a
Do that
feeling I
first.
do.
You know what? Let's do that
You know,
first.
Now that I got used to drinking with a loofah, I think I'm going to do it that way. From now, I have to have this
You have
bunch.
to pour it
Oh
back
my
in.
God.
Oh, and the food's coming
I
out.
got yours coming because you're vegan, but this is a tuna tartare
Thank you.
cannoli.
It's
okay?
a tuna cannoli.
Tuna
Oh,
So,
man.
tuna tartare cannoli from N10 Restaurant here in West Hollywood. So
Did you say Ben 10 restaurant?
I did Ben 10. Remember we did
Wow,
Ben 10
that's a-
together.
yeah.
Yeah, we did Ben 10.
That's what I always see.
Yeah, it was Ben 10.
Fava bean soup with no cream.
Fava bean soup
Thank
for you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Vegan, gluten-free.
How great
Thank
is that
you.
tequila?
This is unbelievable.
Isn't that incredible? And you can get that at any Whole Foods.
So you can still like wine. You can pair with food, no problem. It's a whole.
It's a huge thing to have
Wow.
tequila wine
Here,
dinners.
pass me some of that. Color.
What do you need?
Just pass me the fork.
It's a huge thing to have tequila
you grab
wine
that
dinners
one.
because they're very much,
Oh.
you know, as
So
a
it works.
sommelier, he could really comment because there's so many different notes that are in a tequila. That's why, for me, it just as someone who mixes drinks, using a tequila or gins marries so well with what I do.
Yeah.
Wow.
The
Just like
fruits
wine,
and-
food always can bring out different flavors.
Absolutely,
And all
it can
liqueurs.
extend the
Yeah.
flavors. It can bring them out. So
exactly.
all of that. But now I'm going to bring you something else. Quickly.
Wow. And make sure everybody, the crew here, you guys can make sure you guys get some.
Oh, they
this
get
is
it too.
amazing.
All
this,
right.
This, so tuna tartare cannoli. And this
Oh,
is
wait,
baba
wait,
bean.
SpongeBob, you've got your
Oh,
own.
I got my
Don't worry,
own?
Yeah.
I was
You got
German.
your own?
Hey.
No,
Oh,
don't
good.
dip in yet.
Because I'm a
Oh,
germaphobe.
yeah.
I didn't want to.
So did you
I thought
taste
maybe
it?
you were
Good
short.
thing
I
you're
think
the
you were
new
short
sponge
one.
every
Something.
time.
Wow.
Did you taste it with the
Get
tequila?
too
I did.
I'll get you another one.
Thank you.
Oh
Well,
my
this is
God,
the
that's-
Lori
fava bean
wants a
soup.
second fava bean soup.
So did you taste it with the tequila and see how it matches?
No,
'Cause you
the
can do- it's
tequila's
just-
gone.
Oh, the tequila's gone?
It was a small
Tequila's
pour.
gone.
Oh, make sure everybody gets some.
Tequila's gone.
Oh my God, that's good. I'm looking at tequila a whole different way now.
No, you know what? I should have sipped it because these really
Yes.
high-end, delicious ones are,
Oh my
are made for sipping.
that
And I
is
was
so
going to
good.
ask Matt when he comes back, some tequilas, just like wine, they have to have a certain percentage of that grape varietal to be labeled like that on the wine. With tequilas, it is actually, by law, it only has to be about 51% of the tequila, and then some lesser tequilas can mix in like a mixture, like a cane sugar juice into it. I imagine.
Well,
these
they're
have none
not
of
they're
that.
not allowed to add anything to it. You can't add a color. You can't add that. So what
All right,
happens
man.
with tequila is they take the agave plant or the piña, the pineapple,
Yeah.
and they cook it, and then they ferment it, and then they distill it.
They cook it, ferment it, distill it.
So
It's funny how many people
once-
think agave is a cactus.
Right?
Right? Like people
It's-
go,
yeah.
oh,
Well,
it's a
it
cactus.
is a succulent.
It's a succulent.
Yeah.
It's a succulent.
But it's not. Yeah,
But it's not a
exactly.
cacti.
You can see them growing next to each other.
So before we get into the mezcals, I wanted to just show you something else that I do.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is literally taking the tequila I just gave you, okay, the reposado, and I infused it with white guava. White guava is in season here in California from pretty much September to about now.
Smell that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
brilliant.
And the smell is
Oh my
incredible.
God,
yeah.
smell-
and
Oh
all
my
of that
gosh.
flavor is coming off just of the skin of the guava. So I'm not cutting it up. I'm not, and it's the white is more aromatic than the pink. You would think the pink is, has so much more flavor. It's the white.
This is tequila, not mezcal. This is tequila.
Yeah, we're gonna do mezcal. In that,
Okay,
and
got
we'll
it.
get you
So-
mezcal,
so-
we'll go
So
there.
when you do that, how big a batch do you
Well, I
generally
do them as I'm getting the guavas. You know what I mean? So basically, what I'll do is I'll get a batch, and maybe I do 6 bottles at a time. But
Are you single?
You're not single, so why are you asking that? Why do you keep asking
Important
that?
things to ask.
Okay.
Then I have tequila to
Let me
blame
go
for
get your
first.
mezcal.
She's like, are you single? Because I'm seeing 2 of you.
Yeah.
I'm seeing double. Okay.
This is amazing.
It really is.
Oh my
Isn't that
God.
smooth as hell?
That's,
Yeah.
It's so smooth, it's dangerous.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
So
really.
that's what all of a
Yes.
sudden you're
That's
not
it.
even
I'll be
tipsy.
right back.
You're just
In a
like,
good
I
way.
just
Like all of a
everyone.
sudden,
Right?
Yeah.
I feel like you could have this by a
Just
pool.
warm and fuzzy.
This is
The
like
kind of
this-
danger
this
I
is-
like, baby.
This is music. And
It's
speaking
delicious.
of music, what a
Yes.
segue! What a segue!
That was tremendous.
We were downtown, and I dropped into this bar, and who was playing that night? You.
Tom Kenny and the High
Tom
Seas.
Kenny and the High
Tom Kenny and the High
Yes.
Seas is. Tell us about how did that start?
That started a couple of years ago with just people that I'd been doing music with on the SpongeBob show that, writing some little songs for SpongeBob and this and that. And we realized that we had this love for old vintage R&B and 60s soul and 50s
So
R&B
good.
music.
Amazing.
And next thing I knew, some friends of ours were getting married, some of the people that wound up being in the band. And we were playing at their wedding. They said, just put a band together and play whatever you want. That's the best present you could give us. So I think they were expecting like a 4-piece band.
Yeah.
And they wound up with like this 12-piece like Chitlin Circuit James Brown orchestra with like 4 horns and 3 backup singer girls.
It's
and
unbelievable.
You guys were
It-
amazing.
Yeah, it turned into, it was one of those things that just kind of got out of hand.
Kind of
And-
like this show.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, it started with, and then the next thing you know, it's taken up like all kinds of
Well, and
like time, and it's fun.
And Tom is like such a menschy guy that like you be at the Grove and like tons of fans and people from all walks
And
of life.
he's sweating like he's working hard.
He's
up
working.
there.
I work
It's
on
just-
There's
yeah.
older couples that love to dance, and the kids are freaking out. I just love watching
It's
everybody
really fun.
watch and experience.
And it's just fun
So
music,
great.
just screaming
Thank you
soul
so
music.
much. Thank you.
This is
Do we,
this is
clear the room?
I'm,
Clear the room?
I'm falling in love
So
with this.
I am working on bottling that. Hopefully, I have it out next year.
Hot damn! Congratulations
Thank
in
you so
advance.
much.
Thank you
Wow.
for sharing
so
this. I
much.
mean,
Thank you.
this
Of
is
course,
real
yeah.
special.
This is my
We didn't do
favorite
it.
thing, and
Clear the room.
We'll help you.
It's really the last of the season, so I
Yeah,
won't
man.
even have any for a while. So we're literally out of it.
So that's it.
So that's it.
Oh
Pretty
my
much.
God, that's so delicious.
Wow.
Okay, so a couple things here. So just
Yes.
a quick thing to tell
was
you
nice
the
while it
main
lasted.
difference between mezcal and tequila.
Okay.
Okay. there are very different, just like grapes and wine, there's very different types of agave in different regions. But the main difference between a tequila and a mezcal, besides the region, is they take, so remember I was telling you how they take the agave, they cook it, and then they ferment it, and then they distill it. But what they do with a mezcal is they take it and then they roast it in the ground.
Right. They roast it in the
And
ground.
that's what gives it that smoky flavor. So a lot of tequilas and mezcals will sometimes have a very smoky flavor, and they vary in flavors. So this is a pechuga, and I'm have a separate one for you, Laura, and you'll know why.
Okay.
But a pechuga typically is a high-end mezcal, and what they do actually is they actually infuse it afterwards with chicken. This one is infused with chicken, deer meat, mountain fruits, and things like that. Okay.
I know.
So those are for you guys to try. And the style of that is called pechuga.
Pechuga, okay.
So it's still made in the mezcal, but when it's done, it's just like how they would do a gin, but they they do another distillation where they have all of these things kind of hanging in there, and they're infusing it. And it's slight. You're just going to pick up different notes. It's not going to be like you're going to say, oh, this tastes like meat. It's not going to be like that. So for you, I ended up taking a mezcal-like spirit from the southwestern part of Oaxaca. And just wanted you to try just a single variety mezcal, but I also infused it with saffron.
Yum. Oh,
So I thought that would be really beautiful for you, okay?
Saffron.
For a single woman like you.
Now I'm jealous. Like, oh,
Yeah.
Like everyone, especially I just have to give.
Yeah.
Hey,
When everyone's like
listen,
vegan,
this is what I'm gonna do
gluten-free
for you
people, you
guys,
can
okay?
still eat and drink.
I am
and have a good
unapologetically
time.
omnivore. So,
I see where you guys are at.
Yes,
So what I'm going to
thanks.
do, I'm going to have one more mezcal for you to try.
Okay.
But I will leave this out for you guys to pour yourselves when you
Oh,
are
I
finished.
see.
Okay.
Okay.
So everyone,
You trust us
equal
for that,
opportunity. Okay.
All right.
So
Thank
enjoy.
you.
You're welcome.
that's great.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so every
It's like
time.
in those old Western movies where the guy goes, leave the bottle.
Yeah. And aren't you
Grabs the
supposed to
bartender
toast
saying-
and look somebody in the eye so
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
have
yeah.
either bad sex
Yes,
or a bad year?
I think it's bad sex or bad year.
Cheers.
Wow.
Look me in
Cheers.
the eye.
I'm going to look you in the eye now. You're creeping me out now.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Cheers. Yeah, man. Cheers.
Salud.
I don't know where that tradition comes
So
from. but-
we're this is brilliant, Roy. Thank you from N10 Restaurant.
Roy,
This is-
thank you
Roy,
so
this is great.
much.
Unbelievable. Don't I'll have make sure he.
No, we'll split
That's
that.
the extra. That's the extra.
Oh, that's it. Okay.
Yeah,
so
I'm
this is
still
the,
working on mine.
Incredible.
Tom, you need to eat that cannoli. It's
I-
gonna
I'm
be
a-
mine.
I'm a fast
How we
drinker,
doing
but a
with
slow
food? Do you
eater.
have another
Yeah,
No, you know why I
okay.
haven't eaten the cannoli? Because I'm afraid it'll make a gross sound in the microphone when I eat it.
That's what they want,
Yeah,
though.
really?
That's what they
It's
want, Tom.
Do it. Do it.
How is it?
Do it.
Oh, this is nice. See, I like mezcal. The smoke. I like the smoky. My wife doesn't. Maria doesn't like anything smoky. Like
She doesn't.
I love oolong tea.
I
Smoke.
do too. I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I do
it's-
too.
yeah. So
Is
what's
that a deal breaker for you?
Oh no, not
Like,
at
are you
all.
guys-
But no, gosh, no. I have my own smoky thing. She has a, But I got. It's
I need to be with a woman who likes smoky things. Or this relationship. This relationship is not going to work.
she's
She
Sicilian.
have her
If you
own
have
cigar
like spicy
jacket.
food, I'm
Yeah,
all like,
right?
no, I'm so out.
It's really great to have you here, the two of you, because this is an iconic. This is you
wow.
realize how iconic this cartoon is, SpongeBob. I mean, it's like it's now forever. This is like it's in the American lexicon of classic. How does that make you feel?
Old. No, I'm just kidding. Grateful. Grateful.
Yeah, no, it is amazing that, like, because we're all just circus people, you're just trying to stay employed and just, everybody's career is like a game of Frogger where you're just trying to make it across the street with some a pension and welfare and maybe a house if you're lucky. And if you're on something that's lucky enough to stick around for that long and become part of the fabric of things.
Okay, let me give you this dish
unusual.
before I bring. This
It
is
is. It's
a
amazing.
Spanish octopus,
Oh,
not for you.
Spanish
octopus
In a lentil kind of broth sauce,
gosh.
which is this is probably one of my favorite dishes.
I'm putting this over here.
Really.
It's the way the octopus is cooked ahead of time. Basically, slowly
Is this an
steamed.
extra for me or am I having
That's
This
an
is
extra for you,
for you.
but
That's
you
for
can
you.
jump right to this. This doesn't have any octopus.
Because you're not
meat
gonna
or
eat that.
anything
This is-
broth,
This is a
okay?
lentil. You'll love
And I
this.
have forks if you need it. If
It's
anybody
octopus
has an
free.
extra-
Now I'm really into making gross
thank
noises
you.
on
So we
camera.
can try this with the tequila, right? We
Absolutely. I'm
Can,
going to have the last mezcal for you right now.
Oh, wow.
You know what else is so cool about SpongeBob being on for 20 years is that we're now on the fourth generation of people and their kids, it's like the grand.
Yeah, because it's
the
been
grandkids,
22
the
years,
kids,
so,
yeah.
Wow.
if a kid was, I don't know, kindergarten age when he started watching it 20 years ago, he's 20 and was watching it with his kids or with his parents or his grandparents.
Yeah, so they
back
know.
then, and now they have kids. So
I'd say
four
fourth
generations
generation.
are very conversant
It's
with.
their Scooby Doo. It's
Yeah,
yeah. Because
yeah.
I was we've done a Scooby Doo with and all of a sudden you're sitting there and you hear like the
Thank you.
and you look down and go, I was like 8 when that, and you realize 50 years has gone by, and they're still doing Scooby-Doo.
They're still doing
All right, so I
Scooby-Doo.
predict that SpongeBob's going to be around for a long
Well,
time.
I'm right there. My children are watching it. You know, I'm 36, so I remember watching SpongeBob when I was little, and now my kids watch it. So it's crazy.
Well, hopefully we'll keep our jobs as long as Frank Welker kept it.
That's right.
Knock on wood. Hello.
Okay,
So what do we have?
This is your.
Fred in 1968.
That's
You know
right.
what I mean?
It was
And
Fred.
now he's Fred and Scooby.
This is your last mezcal.
Okay.
Okay, and
so we
what's-
need to drink this.
This
one
is a
for
special
everything.
one.
Now, how was that last round?
Oh, it's incredible.
Is it nice?
Like it's so smooth.
Yeah, isn't it amazing?
It's not.
I should get some water.
Okay.
We'll
cut that in both.
You okay? Oh, God.
Mike, okay?
But it wasn't. It's not like tequila's not like this.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that
Oh, it
anymore.
isn't?
No,
No.
it's
At
not.
all.
No, it's
I think
sipping.
most of the culture has
Wow.
changed in that way in so many different ways because there's so many different varietals, there's so many more exposures, that things are made in so many different ways.
Yeah.
It's not lining up the generic Patron shots anymore.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Shots of Patron.
Like my mom used to be like, "Why are you? How come we don't have any alcohol in the house?" I'm like, "Because we went in there and took it." Especially when the tequila was like clear and everything, we would just
absolutely.
This is
Sorry, Mom.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Wow.
So this is the last one I want to expose you to, and I was recently at an incredible restaurant in Cabo called Acre, and have you been there?
No, but I just want to
Okay.
go to Cabo
It's
right
incredible.
now.
It's the first time I went. It's amazing. But they make a mezcal now. This is just coming into the country now. So this is one of the first bottles that's ever even existed here.
Well, that's delicious.
Which is incredible. But what's amazing about this is a Durango, which is one of my favorite regions.
Right.
But it's a state that's right outside of Oaxaca as well. But the actual agave is 25 years old. Now, not aged for 25 years. It's 25 years. So one of the things I didn't note is a lot of times, which is really remarkable to me, I kind of think about sustainability. Most of these tequilas that you've tried at mezcals, you're talking about agave that's 12 to 16 years old before they even pick it. So it's really phenomenal. So you definitely have places that grow the agave, so you have to think about, what does this look like and how long can this really last?
Right.
That's my question is, how long can this last? How many 12-year-old agaves are available?
It's not.
It's like being on a series.
it's not.
You're just
Math
like,
doesn't,
thank
math
God.
doesn't work.
But exactly. But what happens with a lot of mezcals is because you don't have the same, rules that you have to follow with tequila, is they're getting, agaves wild from the mountains or different states. It's not like they have a farm that
Are
they're
we going to
growing it.
hallucinate?
No.
Damn it.
And there's no worms, okay?
No worms.
So anyways, this has been
beautiful.
aged for 25 years. So I want you to try that. I'll bring you some waters. Because you haven't
Yeah. I
had
got
that.
some.
Yeah.
Okay, you got
I'm good.
so
I'll
Thank
take
you.
some water,
That's
though.
great. So this
You
is.
have to tell us what kind of water it
dishes
is.
of food, and if there's anything else you need to ask me, let me know.
That sounds great,
Wow.
Matthew. Thank you. I can't thank you
thank
enough
you.
for
Oh, you're
doing
kidding me?
this.
Thank
I
you.
mean,
amazing.
Thank
are
you
you?
so much. Thank you for having me.
Wow,
I
thanks.
think-
Your knowledge, man,
Oh,
is
yeah.
deep.
Thank you.
The world has
Thank you.
tequila and mezcal is totally like it's. It's a switch went off.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had no idea of any of this and how good this is.
Yeah.
And
Amazing.
it's funny, like to talk about the lined up shots, Like I told you, Tequila and I broke up a number of years ago when I was at a Lucha Libre match.
Oh yes.
That
You
was
do those, yeah.
That was sponsored by a tequila company, and unbeknownst to me, me and another guy with our tuxedos on were calling the matches, and in this corner and announcing the wrestlers, and they had these girls that kept refilling like a cup of coffee at Denny's.
Yeah, yeah.
They just kept. But while your back was turned, they would refill it. And I thought I was drinking the same. I'm like, wow, I'm
done 49 shots.
Yeah, no, I didn't realize. I thought I was just drinking it really slow, but she kept refilling it, and it did not end well. By the end of the night, luckily my wife was very understanding, but it was like I had not been in that state since like junior prom. And it was like, I was like, oh my God, it really was. It was like this is like being a stupid
being
teenager
hazed.
again. Yeah.
Well, see,
Being tequila
that
hazed.
makes me happy because it really is for me. And I'll just tell you a quick little story about my background is, I came from an alcoholic parent.
Really?
So me even doing this was the last thing everyone would ever think, right?
Wow.
And they're like, what are you doing this? But what happened was a year and a half into doing what I was doing, and I remember I was making a drink and there was a woman right in front of me and she was like taking pictures of my drink and she was savoring and she was going crazy. And a huge light bulb went off in my head. I said, oh my God, I have been unconsciously re-scripting my relationship to alcohol, making it something that's beautiful and something that you savor. And as soon as I had that awareness, every single memory of alcoholism has been gone from me ever since. So it's really amazing how how it can be transformative. I think that's what I'm hearing a little bit, not that you guys have the same background, but it is about re-scripting, and it is about kind of changing this whole script, and that's what I'm really big about, because a lot of what I do is fusing food with alcohol. But it's also just re-scripting of how we perceive this, and not just, like you said, taking shots and appreciating it in a different way.
Right.
Because we only associate these things with colleges and those kind of atmospheres. We just got to get drunk as quickly as possible.
Right.
And these nuances get lost.
And you couldn't drink this any faster.
No.
You couldn't
No,
have
this
soup
is
any
a
faster.
thinking man's. It's a thinking man's drink.
And it makes you
thinking
connect.
woman's thinking.
Like we
thinking
connect
connected.
over food and
And
alcohol.
what you
It's
do,
just- and it's a story that's
what
in the
food
glass.
people and people who are really knowledgeable about drinks, beverages and stuff. And I guess it's kind of akin to animation and stuff that what we do is. It really is a mix of like art and science. It's right brain and left brain working in tandem. It's part art class and part math class, and animation's kind of like that too, where it's crazy, but it's also kind of precise. It's very precise as well. And
then you
what
have
the kind of thing we were talking about earlier is the opposite of precise. It's like Vikings, like Mexican Vikings. So it's tremendous, man. You have very deep.
Thank you.
You're deep
knowledge, man.
Thank you so much.
We got to wrap this up.
Let me have you finish your meal. I'm going to bring some
Thank
more
you.
stuff, and thank you so much for having
Matthew,
me.
thank you so much.
Thanks, Eddie.
Wow, what a
Thanks for
treat.
running back and forth so many times.
Yeah. So there you go. So this is just the beginning of our exploration with tequila. Is it? Is that safe to say?
I think so.
So on this episode of Hollywood and Wine, I want to thank my partner in crime, Pierson Ryan. We'll get back to wine, I promise.
That's okay. I'll take a day off.
You'll take a day off.
It's good to get outside your comfort zone every once in a while, Pierson.
I want to thank Roy
It's very
Mancini
happy.
from N10 Restaurant here in West Hollywood.
Yes.
It's absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
Matthew Biancaniello from Eat Your Drink. What a treat. And to you guys from SpongeBob, Lori Allen, and Tom Kenny, I can't thank you enough for doing this.
Oh my God! Well, you didn't have to push too hard. What do I have to do? Sit at a table and a guy brings you delicious food and amazing drinks.
Yeah.
Well, let me get back to you on that. I'm not sure.
Me too.
So, I don't know if I want to get involved in anything like that.
Well, you're welcome back anytime.
One of the best days
Please.
ever.
Oh, great.
So join us again on another episode of Hollywood and Wine. I'm David Kaye, signing off. Thanks all, and eat your drink.
Yes.
Oh, this is
Cheers.
this is really good.